everyone, this is Rabbitearsblog, and welcome to my TV episode review series. So today's TV episode I'll be reviewing today is the gifted episode Got Your Six. And before I get into this episode, I'd like to remind everyone that new videos will be posted up every Sunday. It could be Sunday morning, Sunday night, or Sunday evening, depending on when I can get the videos posted up. And if you happen to see any videos posted up during the week, that must mean there was a bit of TV show or movie news that was released during the week that I wanted to cover. So those would be considered special videos. But new videos will be posted up every Sunday. And every Monday, I will have the TV episode roundup series where I go over all the TV episodes I review for the week. And I list it from worst pick of the week to best pick of the week. And those will be posted every Mondays. So now let's get started on this video of the gifted episode, Got Your Six. So what happens in this episode is that the group of mutants go out and try to figure out what happened to Johnny's friend Post and what causing the being mind controlled to be used against the mutants. And the people who went on this mission are Marcos, Andy, and Reed. And they pretty much go on this mission to figure out what's going on with the mutants that's being held up at the Sentinel services. And meanwhile, we see that Blink has left the team because she's upset about Dreamer importing these memories in her brain about her and Johnny hooking up when such a thing never happened. And then also we see that Polaris is trying to train this new set of mutants, excuse me, how to fight, and Caitlin's like telling Polaris, you can't just teach all these kids how to fight, that's not what I want for my kids. And Polaris is like, well, I have to teach these kids how to fight because they're being hunted and I have to teach them how to defend themselves. And that's what pretty much happens in this episode. So what are my thoughts about this episode? I thought this episode was pretty good. I like the fact that this episode does raise up some questions about what would it take, what would happen if you're being hunted, or what would happen if you're stuck in a situation where you're forced to fight for your life. Would you use your powers to fight the bad guys, or would you just have a normal life? And that's been always a mainstay of the X-Men comics, was whether or not the X-Men themselves want to have a normal life, or they have to train themselves to become soldiers or something like that just to fight for their lives. And I like the fact that this episode was able to tackle that issue about whether or not it's right for Lauren and Andy to learn how to fight just to protect themselves, even though Kate is like saying, I want my kids to have a normal life. I mean, I understand they're mutants, I understand they're being hunted, but I don't think it's fair that they had to be taught to fight for their lives, or use their powers to hurt people like that. And yeah, I like how this episode raises that question. I also like the fact that we get to see some character moments between Reed and Andy. We see that Reed has trouble connecting with Andy because he doesn't know what to say about Andy's powers. And Reed is like, I'm trying my best I can to understand my child's powers, but because this is also new to me and I just got back here, I'm not used to learning about my kids' powers and what to do with it. So I like the fact that Reed and Andy are like Bonnie in this episode, and Reed is trying to understand about Andy's powers and how he can help Andy use his powers for good. If there was an issue I had with this episode, it was the whole Blink situation. Like, my biggest issue with the whole Blink, Johnny, and Dreamer issue that was started a few episodes ago was that they were going to keep this storyline running for a long time. And I hope they don't keep the storyline running, because I usually don't like seeing love triangles happen in TV shows, and I also don't like it when there's a TV series where the characters don't tell this other character something important, and it causes the other character to get angry at them, and they're wondering to themselves, oh, well, why is that character angry at us? And they know, Johnny and Dreamer know what they did was wrong, was like manipulate Blink's memories into thinking that she and Johnny had a thing with each other. But I was hoping this doesn't go on for so long, because I usually don't like these type of storylines that drag on so long. I hope they resolve this conflict in the next episode, because I wouldn't want to see this dragged out for so many episodes when they could have wrapped it up in just one episode. So I'm hoping to see this situation come to an end in future episodes. But overall, I really did enjoy this episode, and I gave this episode 4.5 stars. Like, I did have an issue with the Blink plot line, but overall I did enjoy this episode, and I hope to see more of the Strucker family in the later episodes, and see how they can handle the mutant situation and still make sure the kids have normal lives, or at least try to teach their kids, not to use their powers for bad things. So, have you seen this episode of The Gifted, and what are your thoughts about this episode? Please feel free to comment below, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter so I can keep you updated updated on any new videos I post up. And also, like my Facebook page, Rabbitearsblog's Best Comments. Well, hope you enjoyed this video. This is Rabbitearsblog, and I'll see you later.